Hi. There's four rig controls for the Frensi. There's a clue out haul and a tack cleat. Those two you might adjust when you're sailing, but it's unlikely. The other two you need to adjust when you're rigging the boat. So there's a gooseneck cleat and a tensioner for the rig. If you're familiar with a kicker on another dinghy, then it's a bit like a kicker. You can see from this picture where they're all positioned. So the first thing we'll do is talk about the gooseneck cleat, as you don't find that very often on other boats. Let's have a look at that in detail. So the gooseneck goes around the mast just to keep the boom next to the mast whilst you're sailing. The only reason you'd let it off to make it looser is when you're lowering the sail or pulling up the sail. Just to make it easy for it to slide up and down. And if you're putting the rig right flat on the boat, you let it off a little bit to go over that fitting at the bottom where the laser kicker normally goes. So once you pull up the sail, it's worth just tensioning it. So just pulling back on the cleat like that. So you see this one's a bit loose. Pull this on a little bit. It's a little bit tighter. And that's all you need to worry about. The tensioner is a simple adjustment that goes round the boom and pulls it down if you pull down on the cleat. So in windy weather you might want this on tighter than if it's light winds. Tightens the leech a bit. So this is just checking it's a bit loose. You pull down on the cleat like that. You'll see the boom bend a little bit. Let it off a little bit if the wind's quite light. That's good. The other two, the tack doesn't really need a lot of tension on the Frensi. You can adjust the foot of the sail with the clue out haul. You can see on this the bottom of the sail is much too loose. So you just pull a bit on the clue out haul cleat to make sure you don't have too loose a foot of the sail. And that's it. The rig controls on the Frensi are deliberately fairly simple. You don't need to adjust them a lot whilst you're sailing.